Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to some more California Collegiate League action here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field in Pasadena, California. Got a warm one on tap for us tonight. It's currently 85 degrees at first pitch, again in Pasadena. Matchup today, the Arroyo Seco Saints versus the San Luis Obispo Blues. The Saints looking to stop a three-game skid. They won their first two matchups on the young season, but have fallen in the last three.
Yeah, you know, they got off to that hot start, 2-0, and then one of those two victories was against this same San Luis Obispo Blues team opening night. You and I were on the call for that one as well. We're going to see if the Saints can keep that win streak going against the Blues and then, of course, reverse their luck in the last three games and end their losing streak. So real quickly, let's hop into the starting lineup for the Blues as we await first pitch here. Leading things off for them is their center fielder, Julian Burry. Then following him is Dane Stankiewicz at short. Behind him is Tayson Corio at second base, then Nick Hansen at third. Toby Rumfield's batting fifth, playing first. Duke Pauakoa playing designated hitters, batting sixth. Hunter Swift in right, then Dylan Beavers in left, and rounding things off is Ryan McCarty behind the plate and batting in that 9-hole.
The Saints will send Drew Atherton out to the mound for this matchup. Pitched against the started the game against the Blues to start the season. Faced 15 batters in 3 innings of work. Gave up 1 run, struck out 2 batters, also walked 2 batters, and surrendered 5 hits in that matchup.
Well, we've talked a couple times about the Saints' 3-game losing streak, their record 2-3 on the season. They're 2-1 at home, 0-2 on the road. The Blues, this is their 5th game of the season. They're 2-2 on the season, and they have played only road games, so that streak continues. They have played home games, but it's against affiliate division teams, so that does not count towards their CCL record.
Yeah, they played, I believe it was like 7 games before our official first game of the season.
Exactly, and they were 7-0 at that point. Of course, those 7 games did not count, and so they're 2-2 on the young season.
First pitch in there for a called strike one. First pitch officially at 6:05. Once again, Drew Atherton on the mound for the Saints. Defensive alignment, Jacob Wyeth, his battery mate behind the plate. The second pitch misses just outside. Over at first base, Nicholas Pagan. At second, Morgan Allen. At third, Tito Robles. Shortstop, Drew Cowley. Moving on to the outfield, Andy Garriola in left, Christian Scott in center, and Charlie Harrigan in right field. Big swing and a miss for strike 2.
Burry leading things off for the Blues. He's hitting .308 on the season. 26 at-bats, 32 plate appearances. So if you do the math right, you can see he's got 6 walks.
Chopped foul to the right side. He'll stay alive in this at-bat.
Only 8 hits on the season, 6 singles, 2 doubles. Does a good job getting on base.
1-2 pitch. Another foul, this one off to the left side behind the third base dugout. And Burry in last Thursday's game, the opening matchup for the Saints against the Blues, was 2 for 3. That one misses well high and outside. Evens up the count at 2. Two off the end of the bat, foul to the third base dugout. A slight breeze here in Arroyo Seco. Flags out behind the center field wall. Waving just a bit, although breeze isn't really affecting us down here much.
Kind of wish it was. Sun's beating down on the back of our necks right now. Burry, he got the start in the opening game for the Saints. I should say he got the start for the Blues, but it was the opening game for the Saints. He batted second and played left field in that one. He went 2 for 5 with 2 doubles. He also grounded out twice and struck out looking once.
Another 2-2 delivery. Blooped behind the shortstop. Cowley goes out. Calls off Christian Scott. Ball bounces off of his glove, able to recover, make the barehanded grab, I believe it was. An interesting play, but that'll be the first out of the inning.
He went back there. Kind of looked like he lost it for a second, but he was able to recover. He got his glove on it, popped it in the air, and then, of course, secured it on that secondary pop-up. And that's a good recovery for out number 1.
A good job of communication between Cowley and Scott. Ball looking like it would land in between them. Christian Scott pulled out of the way just in time to not run into each other. That brings Dane Stankiewicz to the plate as he watches that first one for a ball.
Stankiewicz has only had 4 at-bats so far this season. He's 2 for 4 with a single and a double. Batting .500.
The 2-0 pitch. Misses just low. 3-0 the count now. The 3-0. That'll miss low. A 4-pitch walk for Stankiewicz. The Blues now have a runner on first base with 1 out.
Now batting for the Blues,
Tayson Corio steps to the plate.
And this is where the Saints pitchers have really struggled this season. Command. There have been far too many free passes handed out, especially early in games. So we'll see if Atherton can recover, bounce back here. But he's up against the three hitter now, and he's probably going to have to face the 4-hitter.
Ball misses in the dirt, but a good block from Wyeth keeps Stankiewicz at first base. It's now 5 in a row that have missed the strike zone for Atherton. That one is in for a called strike that evens up the count at 1. Corio also got the start last Thursday evening. He went 1 for 5 in that game, but also picked up an RBI. The 1-1 runner fakes like he's going to run, stops. And that pitch misses outside for ball 2.
Six of his last 7 pitches have missed the strike zone, so Atherton really struggling to find the glove.
The 2-1 runner goes this time. Ball in the dirt, bounces far out to the left. So Stankiewicz will be in there easily at second. Takes a turn, though. Will not head to third. So Wyeth was able to recover on that wild pitch quickly. It's 3-1 the count now. A runner on second base with 1 out. Corey on a really good hitter's count. Ball chopped on over to Allen at second. Tosses over to Pagan at first for the second out of the inning. On the play, Stankiewicz will move up to third.
Now batting for the Blues,
On the ball hit to the right side.
third baseman, number 9.
So now, like you said, Stankiewicz advances to third. He's 90 feet away from scoring. And Nick Hansen to the plate. Hansen in that opening day matchup went 2 for 5, scored 2 runs. He also struck out twice and flew out to the center fielder.
A 1 pitch to the cleanup batter. Took a healthy hack, but came up empty. Now Atherton 1 strike away from getting out of this inning without allowing a run. The 0-2. Cut on and miss for strike 3. And that'll do it for the Blues here in the top of the first. Get 1 base runner. Is on a walk. No runs. Again, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. We head now to the bottom of the first. You're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on YouTube Live, the official network for your Arroyo Seco Saints. Welcome back to Jackie Robinson Memorial Field for the bottom of the first inning. Saints against the Blues. So that first pitch is fouled off to the right side. Morgan Allen leading things off for the Saints.
Allen, oh, sorry, go ahead.
The 0-1 pitch misses inside for ball 1.
Allen, the 5'10", 175 second baseman out of St. Edwards, Texas.
Fly ball into right center field. Hunter Swift, the right fielder, will call off Barry in center to make the grab for the first out of the inning.
Now batting for the Saints, shortstop, number 21, Drew Cowley.
Well, from one 5'10", 175 middle infielder to another, Drew Cowley to the plate now. Just finished his sophomore year at Cal Poly Pomona.
So the lineup for the Saints saw Morgan Allen up first and now Drew Cowley in the 2-hole. Batting third, the designated hitter Thomas Lovano. Andy Garriola is batting fourth. Third baseman Tito Robles in the 5-hole. Right field Charlie Harrigan batting sixth. Jacob Wyeth batting seventh and behind the plate. Nico Pagan at first and batting eighth. And Christian Scott, our center fielder, in the 9-hole. The 0-2 just misses low for ball 1, 1-2 the count. The defensive alignment for the Blues, Pearson Ohl on the mound, his battery mate Ryan McCarty behind the plate. Ball's chopped foul. TJ Rumfield over at first base, Tyson Corio at second, Dane Stankiewicz at short, Nick Hansen over at third, Dylan Beavers over in left, Julian Berry in center, and Hunter Swift in right field. 1-2, cut on and miss for strike three. 2 outs now in the inning
Now batting
for the Saints' designated hitter, Thomas Lavano.
Designated hitter, number 15, Thomas.
And Pearson Oles off to a good start. Got that fly ball to right field, and now a swinging strikeout. He's going to have to face off against a good hitting player in Thomas Lavano.
So far, Ole only needing 7 pitches to get through the first 2 batters.
In 2018, Lavano played in 46 games, started 45 of them for Creighton. He batted .264, that had 10 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs.
The 0-1 misses low, evens up the count. Grounder over to third base, gets under the glove of Nick Hansen. As Thomas Lavano will pick up what is likely an error.
Yeah, I'm going to say they're going to have to give him an error there. Pretty, I wouldn't say routine ground ball. It was definitely smoked over there at the hot corner, but at third base, you got to be ready for those. Just kind of snuck right underneath the glove, in between the legs, and into left field.
And Hansen kind of expecting a harder, maybe a higher hop. He kind of jumped up on the play. First pitch into Andy Garriola, grounded over to second. Stankiewicz goes back, makes the grab, flips on over to second for the final out of the inning. So the Saints get a base runner, this time on an error. We head to the top of the second. Score tied at 0. You listen to the Saints on YouTube Live, the official network for Arroyo Seco Baseball.
First baseman,
Back here for the top of the second at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. As TJ Rumfield looks to get things going for the Blues. Rumfield, the first baseman from Texas Tech. The Red Raiders actually on their way to Omaha. Rumfield not on their postseason roster. Rumfield also made the start last Thursday, 0 for 5 in the contest with 1 strikeout.
And his struggles really didn't stop there. He's batting .216 on the season. He's only recorded 8 hits in 37 at-bats.
2-0 in there for a called strike. Two one breaking ball misses outside. 3-1 the count. Ball's line foul right, pretty much at our heads. Gotta thank the fence here.
I'm not gonna
for
lie,
some protection.
I ducked a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie. Came to realize, hey, there's a fence in front of me. I can actually just kind of sit here and watch it land right in front. But nope, my reaction time was too quick, unfortunately.
Payoff pitch. Misses inside, almost hits Rumfield. He will trot down to first on the walk.
Now batting for the Blues.
Atherton walking another batter. Second walk of the game. And you know what coaches always say about leadoff walks? They always come back to bite you.
Now Duke Paukoa, the designated hitter for the Blues, will step into the box with a runner on first and no men out. Pick off to first, but Rumfield will dive back in safely. Paukoa in last Thursday's matchup picked up 2 hits in the contest.
And he's one of their best hitters, 323 on the season. Already picked up double-digit hits. Had his 10th in their last game.
Line drive into right center field. That'll drop in. Christian Scott goes to pick it up. Bounces off of his glove. Makes the throw into second. Paukoa trying to advance on that error, and he will. The ball gets by Allen covering second base. Now second and third with no men out thanks to the single and then the error by Christian Scott.
Yeah, you know, it looked like he was looking up too early. A lot of times outfielders will try and read the base runner as they're picking up the ball, and right there he was trying to see what Rumfield was doing, whether or not he was going to round third, whether or not he had a chance of throwing him out at third or had to go home. And it was just too much for him. He looked away from the ball and it hit him right on the wrist, bounced away from him.
So again, second and third with nobody out for the right fielder, Hunter Swift.
Swift, 3 hits and 7 at-bats on the season, 4.29 average.
1-0. Ball in the dirt, blocked by Wyeth.
He's at Oral Roberts University. Not necessarily a huge name university, but there's been a lot of talent to come out of there.
One thing also about Hunter Swift, small guy. Looking at him, he's really only about a head taller than Wyeth when he's crouched down behind the plate. 2-0 in there for a called strike. But as we've seen, you know, even across all levels and up into the major league, size doesn't really seem to matter anymore.
Yeah, I would say the prime example of that would probably be Jose Altuve. One of the best players in the league and not necessarily the tallest.
2-1. Oh, it catches the outside corner, evens up the count at 2. Two. Fly ball to left field. Garriola will make the catch. Rumfield fakes a tag at third. A strong throw from Garriola. Catches Wyeth all the way on the fly. So 1 out now in the inning, and a good throw from Garriola keeps Rumfield held over at third base.
I'm going to say the Blues read the scouting report there, as Rumfield literally only took 2 steps off before heading back to the bag. He didn't even wait for Garriola to release the ball. As soon as he saw him catch it, he kind of headed back towards the bag.
And a smart decision, because with that throw,
Yeah.
it would have been hosed. So now Dylan Beaver steps into the box. The left fielder for the Blues.
I think the most interesting part about that base running decision is the fact that he was in position to tag. So he started on the bag. As soon as the ball was caught, he took 2 steps and then immediately turned around. So Garriola keeping him honest.
1-0 pitch to the left-hander. Another ball in the dirt and another good block by Wyeth. So 2-0 the count now. Atherton takes a long look in to get his sign. He's ready and comes set. Ball's fouled off behind the third base dugout. So 2-1 the count now. Again, we're in the top of the second inning. Currently scoreless, but the Blues threaten with runners on second and third with just 1 out. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2 the count now.
And this is where you need to see Atherton buckle down if you're a Saints fan. He's gotten 1 out. He's got to focus here and get Beavers out and then face the 9-hitter.
2-2 fouled off again down the left field line and out of play. Now in Atherton's first start, we talked about how at Pomona, I believe it was only about around 17 strikeouts in 40 innings of work. We know he's kind of a pitch to contact guy, but here might be a situation where you really need to get that punch out. It's a shallow fly ball into left field. Garriola gets behind it. Again, faking the tag. It's a good throw in home from Garriola. Holds Rumfield at third.
And a player from the Blues dugout shouts out, "That's 2, number 9." And he's right. That's 2 runs Garriola saved, because if Rumfield was able to score on the first sac fly, then Paukoa would have advanced to third and probably would have scored on that one.
And although that last throw from Garriola came a few feet short of the plate, I think that first throw on that fly ball from Hunter Swift kind of deterred Rumfield from really having any idea of tagging on a ball that wasn't hit anywhere beyond Garriola and left.
And the craziest thing about Garriola is he just finished his freshman season. With an arm like that, he's going to have a successful college career.
So 0-2 the count now to Ryan McCarty, the Blues catcher and number 9 batter. Atherton will step off, get a new pitch. The 0-2 Fastball called, strike 3. And that will end the inning. In the top of the second, Blues get 2 base runners, one on a hit and one on an error. They leave 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the second. Still scoreless. You're listening to the Saints on YouTube Live, the official network for Arroyo Seco baseball. We are back for the bottom of the second here at Jackie Robinson Field in Pasadena. A scoreless ball game through the first 1.5 innings. The first pitch into Tito Robles, called strike 1. And the Blues really looked like they had an opportunity to put a couple runs on the board. They had runners on second and third with nobody out in the top of the second. But a couple fly balls to left field and some good throws from Andy Garriola kept the runners where they were, and Atherton was able to get out of the inning unscathed. Tito Robles goes down swinging on 3 pitches.
Robles is a very aggressive hitter. He'll go up there and swing no matter what, and right there we see the downside of that. You know, he went up there, saw 3 pitches, and now heads back to the dugout.
So the right fielder, Charlie Harrigan, will now step into the box. He watches that first one miss high and outside.
Harrigan out of the University of Miami, Ohio. Not to be confused with the one in Florida. He hit .261 last season with the Red Hawks. He was also, before arriving at Miami, he was Division II Junior College Defensive Player of the Year.
Harrigan takes the 2-0 for a called strike, 2-1 the count. Two-one misses just outside for ball 3. The Blues dugout not liking that one.
Couple of oh-wows came out after the pitch.
And letting the home plate umpire know what they thought about that call. 3-1 fouled off behind the plate.
Harrigan, 6'1", 195 from LaGrange, Illinois. Attended Lyons Township High School.
3-2 pitch, another foul off. This one beyond the third base dugout, well out of play. Harrigan has gone from the Midwest now out to the West Coast. He's from Illinois, attends school in Ohio. Another 3-2 delivery. Fly ball into shallow center. Julian Berry will trot on over and make the play for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for the Saints, catcher number 24, Jacob Wyatt.
So Jacob Wyeth step in with 2 outs now here in the bottom of the second. Wyeth so far only making 1 start on the season. It came last Saturday in the loss to the Conejo Oaks.
Yeah, in that game, he left with a stat line of 3 for 5, 2 doubles, 2 RBI. He had a single as well, but he struck out looking his last at bat.
He also scored a run in that game. Really could have been the offensive player of the game, at least in the Saints' eyes. If you remember that one, got off to a 6-0 lead in the top of the first, but unfortunately fell to the Oaks 7-6 in extra innings. The 0-2 pitch is bounced in front of the plate.
And we gave a whole lot of credit to that Oaks pitching staff. 6 runs in the first inning, usually you think, okay, the bats are going for the Saints, they'll probably score a couple more runs. But instead, the Oaks came out and blanked them for 9 straight innings after that.
Wyatt steps back in for the 1-2 pitch. A late swing, catches a piece of it, but the umpire will say McCarty was able to catch that one. Wyeth will go down swinging. We now head to the top of the third. Score still tied at 0. You're listening to the Saints on YouTube Live, the official network for Arroyo Seco Baseball. Top of the third here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. As this Blues leadoff man, Julian Berry, steps back into the box. First pitch in from Atherton misses low and outside for ball 1. Atherton in his 3rd inning of work. Now 43 pitches deep into this ball game.
And you can credit that high pitch count to his lack of control so far today. He's had 3 balls on a couple of batters, and a majority of them have had 2.
Line drive picked up on the short hop from Allen. Tossed the ball on over to first for the first out of the third.
Allen made that look easy. That's not an easy play to make. Line drive, short hop. He was able to backhand it, then get it over there to first for the out.
Stankiewicz.
So Dane Stankiewicz now steps into the box for his second at-bat. Walked back in the top of the first. That fastball will bounce in front of the plate for ball one.
Interesting to see. Right after he threw that one, Atherton put his hand up covering his eyes from the sun. The sun's right behind home plate and it's getting pretty low in the sky. Could be affecting him on the mound.
1-0 in there for a called strike one. Yeah, the sun is not too kind to the ball players here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. So the sun sets pretty much right behind home plate. That one misses just outside for ball two. And it's pretty much really in the eyes of every single ball player out there.
Yeah, every single person in the field has to deal a little bit with that sun. I'm a big fan of Stankiewicz's demeanor at the plate. He knows what pitches are balls. He knows what pitches are strikes. If you saw after that second ball, he kind of nodded his head no, made a little bit of a face, and then got set for the next pitch. As soon as he saw the strike, he let everything go.
2-2 pitch. Misses outside, and we now got a full count.
And there's that head nod once again.
The payoff pitch fouled back behind the plate and off the fencing.
In last night's game against the Riptide, a foul ball got stuck in the fence, and we saw a Riptide player come down, try and take a hack at it with his bat, and then he gave up and jogged right back to the dugout.
Another full count delivery, chopped on over to first. Pagan will field it in fair territory. Walk it over himself for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for the Blues. Second base.
And once again, although Atherton has struggled with his control, he's done a pretty solid job so far this game. He's through 2 2/3. He's only allowed 3 base runners.
First pitch into Tayson Corio. Misses low.
You can also see a little bit of frustration from Atherton on the mound as well. Every time he walks back to the mound, he kind of shakes his elbow a little bit and then chucks the ball hard into his mitt.
Ball hit through the hole between first and second base. And Corio will pick up a 2-out single for the Blues.
Now batting for the Blues. Third baseman.
And once again,
number
with
9,
2 outs and a runner on, Nick Hansen comes up to the plate for the Blues.
Hansen struck out swinging back in the top of the first. So Atherton now at 54 pitches, 30 strikes, and 24 balls. First pitch breaking ball in for a called strike. The 0-1 fastball misses just outside. So 1-1 the count. Runner on first base for the Blues. Scoreless ball game in the top of the third. Another breaking ball. This one misses just outside. 2-1 the count. Runner goes, swung on and missed. But Wyeth will not be able to really transfer the ball into his hand to make the throw. So Corio will be at second now with a stolen base.
Heads up play there by Wyeth, making the decision not to throw it after he bobbled the transition a little bit. And now Corio's a little shaken up on second base. He took his helmet off. I think he got a face full of dirt on that slide. If you can see, his jersey is just absolutely caked. You can barely even read anything on the front. He spits out a little bit of dirt. I'm going to imagine that might have ended up going up his nose.
It's always a rough thing.
Can't imagine that. It's a fantastic feeling for him out there, but puts his helmet back on, and I imagine he's good to go. He gives a little thumbs up to the umpire, and the umpire gives him a little bit of an applause, 2 claps, and now he's back focused.
So 2-2 the count to Hansen. Runner on second base with 2 outs. Breaking ball just misses. We now have another full count. Atherton turns and looks Corio back.
Now there's no runner behind him.
And umpire calls a balk on Atherton.
I was about to say there's no runner behind him, so he might not even take off on 3-2. Now he's on third base, so he doesn't really need to.
Full count delivery, ball in the dirt, taken by Hansen. So he'll draw another walk, but a good block by Wyeth keeps Corio at third base.
This is his third walk of the game. Atherton really struggling with his control. Now there's 2 men on with 2 down for Toby Rumfield.
Rumfield walked in his first plate appearance. He walked to lead off the top of the second. Was left stranded on third. Another ball in the dirt and another good block from Wyeth.
And after that, a little bit of an errant pitch. Out comes one of the coaches, Coach Toges, to go talk with Atherton. Can't blame him. As we've mentioned a few times, his control is just kind of all over the place.
Atherton struggling a bit with his command. He's walked 3 batters so far this game.
And he's had 3 balls on 5 of them. 3 balls on 5 batters.
One thing I've noticed, he's been missing a lot in the dirt. Hasn't really been missing high. Been real close on the corners. But I think he's just kind of getting a little too much on top of all of his pitches.
He could be trying to aim. A lot of times when you realize you're struggling with your control, you try and overcorrect and you try and aim a little bit, and then you end up finishing too much and the ball ends up in the dirt.
As we've seen that the last 2 pitches both missed in the dirt. Wyeth getting a lot of work behind the plate. But overall doing a good job. Only 1 runner has advanced on any type of wild pitch, and that one, really nothing Wyeth could do. It's a ball well outside that just kind of bounced off his mitt. That was a hard line drive right back at us. Again, thank you to the fencing.
Yes, thank you very much for the
that one.
fencing, because I would have had to buy a new laptop if that one got through. I'm proud of myself. I didn't flinch this time.
Now that other foul ball is a bit higher. That one pretty much right at us, right at eye level.
He's targeting us now.
That one fouled up behind the plate. Again, in our direction. That one well high, though. 1-2 the count. Winfield's fouled off the last 2 pitches. Runners on first and third with 2 outs in the top of the third. Currently still scoreless. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses just outside.
Yeah, it had to be maybe an inch or 2 off the plate. Entire Saints dugout really wanted that one.
Thought I saw the umpire about to flinch, but held steady. Deuce is wild, 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 count for the Blues. Atherton will step off. Make sure the Blues don't have anything planned. Two fastball misses high and in. Delayed steal attempt. Thrown on to second. Drew Cowley kind of watching. Ball back. He'll throw it to first. Pagan throws to second. The throw home in time. Got Corio trying to advance home after Hansen got in the pickle. And so we'll head to the bottom of the third. The Blues picking up 2 base runners, 1 on a hit and 1 on a walk. They leave a man stranded. And so again, we'll head to the bottom of the third. Still a scoreless ball game. You're listening to the Saints on YouTube Live, the official network for Arroyo Seco Baseball. Bottom of the third at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. Still a scoreless ball game. Nicholas Pagan will lead things off for the Saints. Going back to that last play in the top of the third, had it marked down as a 2-4-3-6-2 caught stealing.
Definitely not basic. Not your everyday scorecard.
I mean, that whole play was kind of odd. Wyeth behind the plate thought that that pitch was going to be called strike 3. He started running towards the dugout. And then Hansen at first started taking off towards second. So Wyeth threw on over. Hansen kind of got himself in a little rundown. That ball's lined down the left field line. Just fouled. So Hansen got himself in a rundown. Cowley and Allen were watching Corio over at third base to make sure he wasn't going home. Threw it over to Pagan, and when Pagan started running the ball back to second on the toss, he started heading home, but a good heads-up play from Cowley. Strong throw home, got him in time. 1-2 pitch out hard to the shortstop. Tries to make the backhanded play, is unable to.
That ball didn't even hit the glove of Stankiewicz, so I imagine they're going to credit that as a base hit. We get a nod of approval from our scorekeepers.
Now batting for the Saints.
I think even if maybe it does hit the glove, I would still probably score a base hit. It is a hard hit ball, not really a guaranteed play, kind of having to go back in the hole.
Yeah, hard hit ball. He had to switch to his backhand. That's definitely not routine.
So the Saints now have a runner on base. For Christian Scott. First pitch grounded on to the second baseman. He'll throw to short for one. But Stankiewicz will not make the throw on over to first. So a fielder's choice for Christian Scott.
And Scott continuing to struggle at the plate. He got his first start last night, went 0 for 4, and now starts off his second start with a fielder's choice. He's on base. But of course, that doesn't count as a hit. So he's 0 for 5 on the season.
So the lineup turns back over for Morgan Allen. He fouls the first pitch off. That hit from Nico Pagan, the first hit of the ballgame for the Saints.
Coming into the third inning, similar to what they did last night. They were held hitless until the third.
Old checking the runner a few times. Misses low. So Ole so far had been making good work of the Saints. Talk about Atherton through 3 innings, 65 pitches, only 34 went for strikes as compared to 31 missing the zone. Ole in 2 1/3 innings, 32 pitches, 23 strikes compared to only 9 balls. Saints going for a hit and run on that one. But Allen will foul it off to the left side. So Scott will head back to first base and do it again.
Morgan Allen not only collecting all district honors twice and all area honors once, but he was also all-state first team academic. And he was his high school's valedictorian.
1-2 pitch. Chopper down the third base line. But it'll roll foul.
How often do you see that? A valedictorian playing collegiate baseball.
Smart kid, that's for sure.
In his perfect game scouting report in 2015, they listed in all caps, outstanding student. And he definitely showed it there.
Runner goes, 1-2 pitch, line down the third base line, just foul. It was inches away from getting over the third base bag. With the runner on the move, could have quite possibly seen a potential run. Going back to Morgan Allen being a smart guy, that's something that I think a lot of coaches look at, be like, hey, that's some guy we won't have to worry about, maybe possibly finding himself on academic probation. He's going to get the job done. Ball misses high and outside, back pick to first. Ball gets away from Rumfield, but Scott would have been back in safely anyways.
And as you were saying, oftentimes the smart guys understand the work that needs to be put in for their game, and they understand to stay out of trouble. Basically just put up good performance on the field and apparently in the classroom as well.
The 2-2 pitch, Warner goes once again, line drive into center field. Scott is able to pick that one up. He'll have to head back to first base. Good piece of hitting from Allen. Hard hit ball. The ball just held up too much and Barry was able to make the play.
Second fly ball out of the game for Allen. So he's making good contact, just hitting it right at people. Similar problem the leadoff man last night had, Justin Watari. Atari, in his first 3 at-bats, flew out to right field once and left field twice.
So Drew Cowley now steps in with 2 outs and a runner on first. Struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Pick off to first. Scott will dive back in safely.
Cowley struggled this past season at Cal Poly Pomona, at the plate. Only started 43 games and hit .235 compared to his freshman year where he started 51 and hit .348, so a little bit of a drop-off. But in the field, he only made 7 errors last year as opposed to his 22 as a freshman.
A little bit of a sophomore slump. Line drive to first. But Rumfield in the right place, doesn't have to move, just sticks his glove out. He'll make the final out of the inning. So the Saints get 1 runner on. Well, they picked up a hit and 2 base runners, one of them erased on that fielder's choice earlier in the inning. Left a man on. We'll head to the 4th inning. Still a scoreless ball game. You're listening to Saints Baseball on YouTube Live, the official network for the Arroyo Seco Saints.
Go Reichman.
Back here for the top of the 4th inning.
Now on the mound,
Still a
number
scoreless
26,
ball game.
Eli Reichman.
It's a new pitcher on the mound for the Saints, Eli Reichman. Come on in relief for Drew Atherton.
And as Atherton exits the game, his final line was 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 3 walks, 2 Ks, no runs.
So TJ Rumfield steps back into the box. So he was still at the plate when the final out of the inning was made in the 3rd inning. The 0-1 skied out to center field. Christian Scott will come in battling the sun. Travels quite a ways, ends up making his way into shallow left center, but he'll make the grab for the first out.
Now, it won't go down in it as it in the stats book, but that was a 7-pitch at bat
Now batting for the Blues.
for Rumfield because he got to a full count before the caught stealing happened to end the 3rd inning, and then he saw 2 pitches there. So he's definitely done his job getting the pitch count of the Saints players up.
So Duke Paukoa stands in for his 2nd at-bat on the evening. First pitch cut on and missed. The 0-1 from Reichman misses outside. Evens up the count at 1. Final line on Drew Atherton. 3 innings. Struck out 2 batters. Also surrendered 2 hits, walked 3 batters. Did not give up a run. That ball is flied into shallow center field, and Christian Scott makes the one-handed grab for the second out of the inning.
Reichman out of Blinn College in Texas. Last season with Blinn College, he had 12 appearances, was 2-0. He had a .93 ERA, 29 strikeouts and 19 1/3 innings pitched. So he's definitely able to throw that punch-out pitch.
The 2 outs now for Hunter Swift, the Blues right fielder. As he watches that first one go for a strike. Reichman wasting no time. Immediately goes into the windup for the second pitch of the at-bat, but that one misses.
We just surpassed the 1 hour mark in this game. 7:09, so 1 hour and 4 minutes.
Breaking ball misses low, 2-1. Line drive foul down the left field line. Third base coach had to jump out of the way of that one.
You heard a shout from the Blues dugout saying, "Olé!" Now he's smiling and laughing, talking with the third base umpire.
2-2 pitch misses low. We got ourselves a full count here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th.
Fifth full count of the game for a Blues batter.
Payoff pitch. Breaking ball misses high and inside. So a 2-out walk for Hunter Swift in the Blues. Dylan Beavers will get an opportunity with a runner on first.
Left fielder, number 22, Dylan Beavers.
Beavers hit a fly ball to left field in his first at-bat. First pitch is fouled off. He was the second batter to fly one out to Andy Garriola in left. Both times, Garriola making a strong throw home to keep a runner from third from tagging. A 1 misses low. Yeah. 1-1, a big hack from Beavers. Comes up empty. A 1-2 the count to Beavers with 2 outs. Still a scoreless ball game here in the top of the 4th. Fastball misses outside. Evens up the count at 2. Two runner goes. Ball fought off foul beyond the third base dugout.
There's a pair of green birds just flying around the field. They entered the field for just a moment right before that last pitch. Made quite a bit of noise and then flew away and now vanished into the trees that you see in center field.
Another 2-2 once again lined into center field. That'll get past Cowley. So the Blues pick up another 2-out base runner, this one on the single from Beavers.
Now batting for the Blues, catcher number 14.
So catcher Ryan McCarty gets an opportunity with runners on first and second with 2 outs.
McCarty struck out looking in his last at-bat. That one ended the second inning. There were also 2 runners on base in that at-bat.
First pitch misses just low. Reichman wanted that call.
Something that you often mention, the sun is set in such a way that there's a little bit of shade, but also a little bit of sun in between home plate and the pitcher's mound, so that could throw off the batter's vision.
1-0 pitch in there for a called strike. Yeah, the ball comes out of Reichman's hand in the shadow, but then kind of comes in and out of a couple shadows on the way to the plate. Can be tough for a batter to pick up the spin. Swift getting a big lead off a second. So 1-2 the count here with 2 outs. Runners on first and second in the top of the 4th. Fastball misses low. Good spot. The umpire will not bring up Bacardi on that one. Once again, 2s everywhere. 2 on, 2 out. A 2-2 count for the second time in the game. Ball's fouled off. Bacardi actually fouls it off of his own body.
Reichman, he's got 2 strikes, 2 down. He's 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. And this is a guy who definitely, we had talked about his strikeout numbers earlier in this inning. This is a guy who can definitely get the job done. So we'll see what he can do here against McCarty.
Runner goes, but that ball will be cut on and missed. Throw on to first will complete the strikeout. So as you just said, Reichman getting the job done with a punch out. So with that, the Blues will leave 2 more men on base. That is now 6 in the ball game. We head to the bottom of the 4th, still scoreless. Listen to the Saints on YouTube Live, official network for Arroyo Seco Baseball.
Luvano.
Back here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field for the bottom of the fourth inning. San Luis Obispo Blues at Arroyo Seco Saints scoreless as Thomas Luvano will lead things off for the Saints. The Blues also making a pitching change. Michael Scott on the mound to relieve Pearson Ole. One-0 pitch chopped up the middle. Shortstop will make the play. Throw on to first. Rumfield tried to make the pick, but will unsuccessfully scoop it.
He falls down as he tries to scoop it. I don't think if he came up with it, it would have been in time either way. I'm pretty sure Luvano, who was hustling down the line, beat that one out.
Garriola.
So Luvano will be on with a single. Good play by Stankiewicz. Ball in the hole, made a spin throw. Just not enough power behind it to get Luvano chugging down the line. First pitch into Andy Garriola. It's a strike.
Now with Scott coming into the game, that brings about the end of Ole's day. He went 3 innings, gave up 1 hit, struck out 3, no walks, no runs. So a solid start for the Blues starter, and once again the Blues stick with their program of not letting their pitchers go past 3 innings.
The 1-1 pitch to Garriola, big swing. Comes up empty. So looking at the line score, through 4 innings, the Blues, no runs on 3 hits. They've made 1 error and have left 6 men on base. And through 3+ innings, the Saints have also scored 0 runs. On 2 hits, they have also made an error and have left 2 men on. So 2-2 count now to Andy Garriola. Takes that one low. Full count.
This is only the 2nd full count that a Saints batter has seen, compared to the 5 we talked about the Blues batters had drawn.
Full count pitch, runner on the move. Swing and a miss for strike 3. A high throw will allow Thomas Luvano to slide in safely. I think even if it was a good throw, he would have been in there.
Well, at the very least there, Garriola protected the runner.
Tito Robles.
As you mentioned, Luvano doing a good job, getting a good jump, stealing second base, and now there's a runner in scoring position. In a 0-0 game, you can never underestimate the power of those steals.
There's a high throw, and Corio tried to act like the ball was thrown into center, maybe get Luvano to step off the base, but Luvano with his head up was able to know that Corio, in fact, had caught the ball. 0-1 misses outside. Almost gets away from McCarty. One pitch from Scott. Swing and a miss from Robles.
Scott has a lot of power behind that fastball. And when he elevates it, he's able to force a swing and a miss. We saw it out of Garriola, now we see it out of Robles.
Check swing from Robles, but he'll make contact, and McCarty will put the squeeze on it. So that'll go down as a swinging strikeout from Robles. So 2 outs now in the inning for Charlie Harrigan.
Harrigan flew out to center in his only other at-bat so far today. That came in the 2nd inning.
That first one misses for a ball. What we've seen from Scott so far this inning, kind of got a power fastball. He seems to be likes to elevate it with 2 strikes. Harrigan takes a big hack at that one, comes up empty.
The shadows have completely eclipsed the pitcher's mound, so no longer can we give the benefit of the doubt to the batters because of the ball traveling in and out of shadow.
I was about to mention that as you said it. Line drive to shortstop. Stankiewicz will make the grab for the final out of the inning. Now we head to the top of the fifth. Still a scoreless ball game. You listen to Saints on YouTube Live, the official network for Arroyo Seco Baseball. Top of the fifth inning here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. Eli Reichman out for his second inning of work for the Saints. First pitch from Berry is chopped onto second. Allen will make the toss on over to first for the first out of the inning.
That's the second time Berry has led off an inning by grounding out to Allen over there at second base. This time was a little bit more difficult for Allen. He had to shade himself from the sun. We mentioned the shadows eclipse the mound, but it's probably quite brutal out there for the middle infielders. Just small patches of sun.
And the sun is low, like right, pretty much looking directly into his eye line.
Sun is right on the horizon. An interesting pattern to point out, from the Blues. In the odd number innings, we've seen batters 1 through 4, and in the even number innings, we've seen batters 5 through 9.
2-0 in for a called strike. It makes it easy to look at it in the scorebook.
Yeah, it's quite appealing to look at in the scorebook. You know, keeps it clean.
Another breaking ball in for another called strike. 2-2 the count to the shortstop Dane Stankiewicz. Reichman shakes off a couple. Breaking ball called strike 3. Stankiewicz goes down looking, doesn't like the call.
Now batting for the Blues.
But he heads back to the dugout. 2 outs now in the inning.
Now he's 0 for 2 on the day as well. So now Tyson Corio, he's 1 for 2. He had a single in the third inning, made it all the way to third base.
First pitch, I think that was just a swinging strike. Didn't get a piece of it, but Wyeth not able to keep hold of it. Strike nonetheless, though.
If the Blues want to keep their pattern alive, Corio's got to reach base here.
Corio, though, finding himself behind quickly now. 0-2. See, swings, gets a piece of it, but Wyeth will hold on to it for another strikeout as the Blues go down in order for the first time this evening. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth, still a scoreless ball game, and my partner Matt Berner will take over the play-by-play duties. You're listening to the Saints on YouTube Live, the official network for Arroyo Seco Baseball.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the bottom half of the fifth inning. 0-0 the score here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. Jacob Wyeth will step up to the plate to lead things off in the home half of the fifth to face Mitchell Scott. Behind him will be Nick Pagan and Christian Scott, the 7-8-9 hitters. First pitch from Scott is driven deep right field over the head and bouncing over the wall into the netting. Is the leadoff double from the bat of Jacob Wyeth.
Now batting for the Saints.
Wyeth wasting no time getting things started, swinging first pitch and drove it deep to right field.
Wyeth is a fan of the double.
Is that 3?
That is his third double on the season in only 7 at-bats. So now Nick Pagan will step up to the plate. Got the start at first base today. First pitch to him from Scott finds the strike zone on that low outside corner. 0-1 the count.
Wyeth really been spreading the ball all across the field. His 2 doubles went down both the baselines in the last game. Had a single up the middle, and then his double today out into deep right. So, again, using the whole field effectively.
The 0-1 got a check swing out of Pagan, but he was able to hold it up. Counts even at 1. Now Scott out of the stretch. This one's popped high in the air, and it escapes out of play. So the count moved to 1-2.
A big hack from Pagan. Just got under it, though.
Pagan had 2 home runs last year for the University of Hartford. A .663 OPS. The 1-2 to him in the dirt, ball 2. The sun has finally dipped below the bleachers here. The entirety of the field now is in the shade. The 2-2. Breaking ball low and inside. Now it's a full count. Mitchell Scott gave up a leadoff base hit last inning, and now he walks Nick Pagan on 6 pitches.
Now batting for the Saints.
There's 2 men on now for the Saints. No one out here in the home half of the 5th inning. Christian Scott to the plate. Scott still searching for his first hit as a Saint. And Mitchell Scott hoping it doesn't come off of him.
And you mentioned the whole field now being cast in a shadow. At the beginning of the game, right around first pitch, it was 85 degrees. Already dropped down 10 to now a nice, cool 75.
We might need a sweatshirt. Probably not. Probably not. We'll probably be okay. As timeout is called, the first pitch to Christian Scott missed the strike zone. So the count is 1-0. McCarty takes advantage of a little bit of stoppage time, calls timeout, jogs out to have a quick conversation with his pitcher, reassures him, and now will walk casually back to behind the plate.
You know, opening night, that first Thursday game, that one got pretty cold once the sun went down, and neither of us brought a sweatshirt. I learned from that mistake, brought it the next night, but I don't know, today when it was almost 90 degrees when I left the house, really didn't cross my mind to bring a sweatshirt tonight. But like you said, I don't think we'll need it.
1-0 low, ball two. Yeah, you know, you would think it's in the name, right? Summer League Baseball. It's the summer. You don't need a sweatshirt. We'll see if the weather plays games with us as Scott drives this one deep left center field. Tracking back and getting underneath it and making the play is Burry. Jacob Wyeth went halfway between second and third, so he'll have to retreat back to second base. Scott put a good swing on the baseball, but once again, he'll be sent back to the dugout.
Second baseman,
As now there's one down in the home half of the fifth.
Real hard hit ball from Scott. Fortunately, just kind of caught too much air, hung up just enough time for Burry to run that one down.
So now we'll see Morgan Allen. He's flown out twice so far this game, 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch from Scott finds the strike zone, 0-1. Scott gets his sign. Delivers the 0-1. It's cut on and driven pretty much straight back, 0-2. The 0-2 delivery, breaking ball outside, almost swept into the left-hand hitter's batter's box. So that's ball one. Stick with us. Coming up in the top half of the sixth inning, we'll be having Hayden Harris sit down with us for an interview. Talk to him about what it's like playing for the Saints. The 1-2 from Scott. Breaking ball finds the strike zone. Allen just watches it go by. And now there's two down in the home half of the fifth.
Now batting for the Saints.
Good breaking ball from Scott. Just froze Allen at the plate.
Drew Cowley.
Now got to rely on a two-out base hit from Cowley to hopefully drive in the go-ahead run.
So now Cowley, Allen's middle infield buddy, comes up to the plate with two down, two runners on. First pitch to him finds a strike zone on that inside corner. And 0-1 is the count from Scott. Scott delivers the 0-1. Little high, little inside, counts even. Pickoff attempt over to second base. Wyeth is able to slide back in there. He's looking for the ball because it was a little bit of an errant throw, but making a good grab of Stankiewicz to keep it in the infield. Wyeth calls timeout. Going to try and get the dirt out of his arm sleeve. Now he gives the umpire two thumbs up. He's ready to go. The umpire once again gives him a little applause, two claps, and we're ready to go. The 1-1. Cowley cuts it. Chopper up the middle. Going over Stankiewicz. Barehanded throw. No good. It gets past the first baseman. And coming home to score is Jacob Wyeth. The first run of the game comes in the home half of the fifth inning thanks to the throwing error of Dane Stankiewicz. It gets right past Rumfield, and it's 1-0 Saints.
Now batting for the
Not a hard hit
Saints.
ball,
Designated
obviously, from
hitter,
Cali, but it
number
gets the job
15,
done. I thought Stankiewicz was
Luvano.
about to make a fantastic play. Picked it up on the bare with a bare hand, threw it on over to first, but I think they would have got him had Rumfield not been able to make the pick. Going to be a close play, but
He had to rush it because of how good of a runner Cowley is. First pitch now to Luvano, swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Cowley was hustling his way down the first base line, and then a heads-up base running by Wyeth to round third and come home after the ball got past Rumfield. Pagan got over to third base as well. 0-1 to Luvano in the dirt outside. Counts even at 1. Good job by McCarty keeping it in front, making sure Luvano has to stay at third base. The 1-1 popped high in the air. Right fielder getting underneath it. Swift making the play, and that brings about the third out of the bottom half of the fifth inning. So the Saints strike first. They get a run in the bottom half of the fifth inning, and now they lead 1-0. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for the top half of the sixth inning. You're listening to Saints Baseball on YouTube Live, the broadcast home of Arroyo Seco Baseball. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top half of the sixth inning here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. 1-0 score in favor of the Saints. First pitch in there for a strike to Hansen. Oh, 1 swung on and missed. Count is 0-2 now from Reichman. 0-2 high and outside, ball 1. Hansen 0 for 1 on the day. He walked in the third inning. Struck out swinging in the first. 1-2 swung on and missed. And he's sent down swinging to start the sixth inning.
Now batting
great
for the
breaking ball from Reichman. Went
First
for the
baseman,
back foot
number
breaking
16,
ball.
TJ
Got him
Rumfield.
swinging after a couple fastballs to kind of get Hansen off the back foot.
So now Toby Rumfield steps up to the plate. First pitch to him. High breaking ball catches the top of the strike zone, strike 1. Oh, 1 breaking ball, just misses the top outside corner. So the count's even. Now the 1-1 in the dirt outside, ball 2. Two one, fouled off, counts even at 2.
So with Reichman out for his third inning of work, so far 40 pitches through 2 1/3.
The 2-2, chopper over towards first base. Pagan picks it up, steps on the bag in time, and there's 2 down.
Pagan took that real slow over to first base himself, and with Rumfield hustling down the line, actually was close to beating that out.
Number 31, Duke Pahukoa.
So now Duke Paukoa coming up to the plate, the DH. 1 for 2 on the day, single in the second. Flew out to center in the fourth. Facing Reichman for the first time, calls timeout right before the pitch is thrown. Reichman decides to finish off his motion anyways.
I mean, Pauko was completely in the box, just turned the other way, kind of messing with the dirt at his feet.
Now the first official pitch. High and outside, ball 1.
That's kind of just a frustration pitch from Reichman. Really got away from him on that one.
1-0, high and outside once again, 2-0 the count. Two-0 from Reichman, crushed deep left field. Tracking back is Garriola. He's looking up. It is over the wall and out of here. Duke Paukoa crushes it over that 374 sign in left field. Garriola is begging for it to be called a foul ball. But he will not, his prayers will not be answered there. As the Blues tie this one up with one swing of the bat. Duke Paukoa, 2 outs here in the top half of the 6th inning, leaves the ballpark. Brings the score even at 1.
That was a loud crack of the bat, and talked about the first games of the season, how, 374 just down the line in left field. Tough to take one out, but Pauko really got behind that one. Kind of just got over the wall, but when you're hitting it down the line that far, usually should be out anyways.
The 0-1 to Swift is grounded over to third base. Fielding it and throwing over to first is Robles, and that'll be out number 3 in the top half of the 6th inning. So after the Saints score in the bottom half of the 5th, the Blues counter in the top half of the 6th with a home run and a run of their own, and now the score is even at 1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for the home half of the 6th. You're listening to Saints Baseball on YouTube Live, the broadcast home of Arroyo Seco Baseball. New pitcher on the mound for the Blues, Tyler Chivens, checks into this game.
Number 9.
In a freshly tied ball game, 1-1 in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Andy Garriola will lead things off, excuse me. Garriola grounds this one up the middle. It'll get through into center field. And the leadoff batter is on board with a single. Now joining us is a pitcher of our own, Hayden Harris, the lefty out of Georgia Southern. Hayden, welcome to the booth.
Yeah, what's up? How y'all doing?
Doing all right. How about you?
Just chilling, watching the baseball game.
Now, Hayden, it said in your Georgia Southern bio that you are the first student from Grovetown, Georgia, to play at the D1 level. Is that true? And if that is, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I was the first Division I athlete out of Grovetown, Georgia, my high school. Well, me and this chick, we signed on the same day. And, I mean, it's not too big of a deal. Don't try to get too big-headed. But I like to represent for, I guess, where I come from. That's really how I look at it.
So now Tito Robles at the plate. First pitch found the strike zone after it was 1-0. It's 1-1 the count. Now, Hayden, you pitched on Saturday against Conejo.
Yeah.
Came in 3 innings. You looked pretty solid. What is your best pitch and what is your go-to pitch, I should say?
Well, it just kind of depends on who the hitter is, what I see when I face them. I throw a lot of fastballs. I'm here for the summer to work more on my location on my slider and changeup and everything. I came out of the pen in college this past year trying to be like Friday, Saturday night guy. So just trying to work on being more consistent.
The 2-1 gets away momentarily from McCarty. He finds it underneath his feet. He'll collect it, hand it over to the umpires. A new ball's tossed over to Chivens. Now, you were all-region 3 times in high school.
Yep.
You also not only pitched in high school. In your senior year, you had 40 innings pitched, 65 strikeouts, but you also hit .420 in your senior season, .483 OBP with 15 stolen bases. So as a two-way player coming out of high school, what made you decide to stick with pitching?
Actually, I went to Southern trying to get an opportunity to hit and pitch at the same time. But, in the fall, just seemed like my pitching was more of a, opportunity to play at the next level. Kind of focused on that. Honestly, I like hitting more than I like pitching. But, when it comes to opportunities, a left-hander that throws high 80s, low 90s, good slider. Kind of got to choose one if you're trying to keep playing.
That's definitely in high demand. Robles singled right up the middle to move Garriola over to second. Now there's 2 runners on with no out.
So is this your first time coming out to Southern California?
This is my first time anywhere close to the West Coast, and it's kind of insane, honestly. Like, it feels like I'm in a whole nother country, really.
So a lot of people say, one of the reasons they come out here is the weather. Like, so what were you looking for when you decided that here's where you wanted to go for summer baseball?
I was kind of expecting it to be hotter, honestly, because back in Georgia, during the day, it's about what it is here, 95, 96, up to 100. But it's humid. You walk outside and you're already soaked. Here, it's just kind of like, it's hot, but you're not really sweating, Mm-hmm. It's nice outside. It's never cloudy. No rain.
Harrigan lines this one into shallow left field, rounding third, but being held up is Garriola. He'll come to a sharp stop, jog back to third as the throw reaches McCarty at home. So that's a single for Harrigan, and now the bases are loaded for Jacob Wyeth. So now I like to ask every player that comes on the broadcast one it may seem like a random question, but it really doesn't have anything to do with baseball. If you had one pregame meal you could eat before every game, what would it be?
That's a tough one, actually. I mean, I'm not too picky with what I eat. Could always go for a good burger. I mean, like you said, first time in Cali, tried In-N-Out the other day.
Oh, yeah.
It's as good as they say.
Oh,
huh?
yeah, it is. It's not too expensive either.
No, it's a nice, cheap meal.
Yeah, I mean, that place is awesome. Never go wrong with wings. I mean, not too picky.
So now you said you came out here trying to focus on being more consistent on the mound. Do you have any other goals, any other focuses that you came to Arroyo Seco with, or is that your primary objective?
I mean,
24, Jacob
yeah, I mean,
Wyatt.
this is a collegiate league, so you're working to get better for college and everything. I mean, it's always great to meet new guys, new coaches, play at new places and everything. I mean, I like the experiences. That's why I chose to come out here instead of, say, I guess, 2 hours away from home or whatever. I mean, I like to travel and everything.
Wyeth lines this one right back at the pitcher. Chevins is unable to hold it. Garriolo will come home and score, and now it's 2-1 in favor of the Saints.
Maybe I need to get interviewed every day.
You know, there's something about every single time we bring a player on to talk, there's always a long inning. Always a long inning. The first time was on opening day, and I believe 2 runs came home before an out was even recorded. We're already on our way there as Wyeth just drove home 1. Now Nick Pagan, the first baseman, watches the first pitch in for a strike. Now in your last season at Georgia Southern, you had 20 appearances. You went 2-0 with a 2.58 ERA, 7 saves. You mentioned you came out of the pen a lot, but you had 41 strikeouts in 38 1/3 innings pitched. What do you credit to your strikeout ability?
Actually, I don't even think those numbers are, like, complete, honestly, because I had 50-something I had, like, 50, 52 innings by the end of everything. But, I mean, in high school, I was trying to strike out everybody, usually threw a bunch of pitches. But, yeah, I definitely need to stay down here, I guess.
The 0-2 is driven into left field. Coming home to score easily is Harrigan. And now following him is Wyeth. The first run to come across the board, though, was Tito Robles. So that's a 3 RBI double off the bat of Nick Pagan, and now it's 5-1 in favor of the Saints. And like you said, the Saints are playing extremely well while you've got this headset on.
But, yeah, talking about striking guys out, I mean, definitely a different adjustment going from high school to college. You can kind of – my freshman year is kind of, I guess, scared to throw to contact because I went from being a guy that threw kind of hard to a guy that threw pretty slow for where I was at. But, I mean, I love striking guys out. I don't like giving up many hits. I mean, I don't really try to strike guys out anymore. I'm just trying to make the best pitch that I can. Let the game do what it does.
Let the game come to you.
Yeah.
Now, you briefly mentioned that transition from high school to college. What is the biggest difference between the game at the high school level and the game at the D1 collegiate level?
I would say in high school you're facing
Pickoff is successful on Nick Pagan. He was getting a little too greedy with that leadoff over at second base, so now the bases will be cleared. And there's 1 down now. The Blues finally record the first out in this home half of the 6th inning. Now go ahead. What is the biggest difference?
I would say in high school you're facing maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 decent hitters.
Scott grabs this one over to first base, easily played.
Yeah, you're facing 3, 4, 5 decent hitters, maybe 1 or 2 good ones. In college, you've got to go 1 through. I wouldn't say 1 through 9 is fantastic hitters, but definitely 1 through 4, 5, 6 in the Division I. I mean, they can punish mistakes. They can hit a good fastball. So I would say that's the biggest transition is there's just more competition. Guys are stronger, bigger, faster. I mean,
just overall best of the high school level move on to become the normal of the collegiate level.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
So now Morgan Allen will come up to the plate. 4 runs already across the the board for the Saints in this sixth inning. It's 5-1 in favor of Arroyo Seco. But there's also 2 down as Allen watches another one miss the strike zone, so it's 3-0.
So what are the things that you do to, like prepare, like get ready for when you're going into pitch?
I would say, one, the start that I had, Saturday was it? That's the first start I've had since high school. But, I mean, preparing to go in, it kind of starts on the day of when you wake up. You just kind of stay a little bit more locked in all day, stay in your routine. I'm not really scared to face anybody that I see. I know that not every guy's like that. Some guys are more cautious with their approach to pitching. I'm just kind of like, I'm the best out here. You come and beat me, kind of like that. I don't mean to be cocky, but that's kind of how you got to approach it.
No, that's definitely the confidence level you need.
Yeah.
Especially being a pitcher at the D1 level.
Here's what I got. See if you can hit it.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is, because walking guys is the worst thing you can do in college baseball, because it seems like every time you get the leadoff guy on with a walk, they're scoring. With a hit, it seems like you get more double play. That's just kind of how it plays out. If you stay aggressive, you're going to have success if you have good stuff and just stay consistent.
So now Drew Cowley at the plate, 1-2 the count as he swung through the 1-1. Morgan Allen got on board with a 4-pitch walk. Now, Hayden, you mentioned this is your first time out anywhere near the West Coast, as this one's grounded up the middle. Diving play to keep it in the infield by Corio, but he's unable to secure the ball, so Cowley will reach base safely. I imagine they'll rule that one a hit. That was a tough play.
Yeah, it's my first time on anywhere near the West Coast. The farthest west I've been is maybe Arizona, I guess, just because of college baseball this past year.
Where do you have anything you'd like to cross off your checklist? You mentioned trying in and out for the first time. Is there anything else you want to make sure you do while you're out here in Southern California?
Actually, this past Thursday I went to Santa Monica and then Venice. Venice is amazing. I've heard it's not even the nicest beach out here, so.
It is true. It is not the nicest beach out here, but.
I was told that you got to go see it, and I like all the shops and different, I guess, people, skate parks, all that stuff. Probably go see like Newport, Huntington, just a bunch of beaches, I guess.
Now, I've never been to Georgia, and honestly, my trips to the East Coast have been relatively based in a certain area. I've been out to New York, but I stayed mostly in New York City. I've been out to Florida, but I stayed mostly in Orlando. What are the beaches like on the East Coast compared to the West Coast?
They're definitely different. I'd say the beaches here are more, I guess, closed in. That makes more. There's definitely more people here, obviously, but I mean, the waves here are bigger. There's no waves on the East Coast. It's the water gets warmer, I would say. But I mean, it's still a good time when you go out there. Savannah, which is pretty close to my college, it's pretty nice. Myrtle, a lot of people on the East Coast go there. And then I haven't really been down to Florida too much, but Florida's pretty nice.
Would you want to try surfing since you mentioned the waves?
I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah, I would love to go surfing. I've done skiing, snowboarding, all that stuff. I mean, might as well cross surfing off of it too.
You know, I've lived in Southern California my entire life, other than, going to college in Arizona. I can positively say I have never been on a surfboard.
It's fun. It's I feel like it's kind of tough to learn, but once you kind of get it, it's a fun little experience.
It's kind of like riding a bike, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds a little bit like wakeboarding, like behind a boat or something. Takes forever to figure it out, but once you do, you kind of just, I guess, get used to it. But yeah, I would love to try that out.
So now Lovano at the plate swings through the 2-2. He'll strike out swinging. That'll bring about the end of the home half of the sixth inning. The Saints bring 4 runs across, and they take a 5-1 lead after the Blues countered with 1 in the top half of the sixth inning to tie things up. At this time, we'd like to thank Hayden Harris for joining us on the broadcast. We really appreciate your answers and all that. And we'll move into the top half, or excuse me, yes, the top half of the 7th inning. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Saints Baseball on YouTube Live, the broadcast home of Arroyo Seco Baseball. Top half of the 7th inning, 5-1, the score in favor of the Saints. They put up 4 in that home half of the 6th inning. Something about bringing interviewees on this broadcast leads to long innings.
And I'll kind of take it in this case. You know, getting a nice 4-run cushion is not something that I'll complain about.
So now we're seeing a pinch hitter. That's Ford Sherrington at the plate. He comes in to replace Dylan Beavers. 2-1 is the count to him. As he cuts through the 2-1, 2-2 the count. Reichman in his 4th inning of work. Gets a swing and a miss and a swing and strikeout to start things off.
I was thinking maybe
Now batting for
the Saints were going to stick with their 3 innings per pitcher routine, but Reichman, you know, going into the 7th with under 50 pitches, plus he got that 4-run, those 4 insurance runs in the 6th inning. Might as well send him back out there.
Might as well indeed. The throwback to Reichman after the first pitch finds a strike, gets over his head off the glove and skips into center field. And now the ball gets away from him once again. He'll chase it down. Ryan McCarty at the plate. He struck out twice, looking in the 2nd, swinging in the 4th. And now he's got a strike on him in the 7th. The 0-1 finds the strike zone, looping curveball on the outside. And it's 0-2. The 0-2, little high, little outside, ball 1. Now the 1-2, once again misses high and outside, counts even. So now McCarty steps back up to the plate. Bounces his bat twice on his shoulder. Now Reichman delivers the curveball, swing and a miss. He gets a foul tip, but it's caught by Wyeth. So that'll be the 3rd strikeout of the game for McCarty. That's a sombrero. And now coming up to the plate is Julian Burry, who flew out on a shallow fly ball in left field to the shortstop Cowley in the 1st inning, and then in the 3rd and 5th inning grounded out to Morgan Allen over there at second base. First pitch to Burry, low and outside, ball 1. Now the 1-0 gets by Wyeth for ball 2.
Reichman with doing really good work on the mound so far. 6 strikeouts in 3 2/3 innings.
2-0 finds the strike zone. Now we'll get set once again. Out of the windup, the 2-1. Little high, little inside. Got a jump out of Burry. Now it's 3-1. Just a little too low. That's a 5-pitch walk to Julian Burry. And now coming to the plate is Dane Stankiewicz, who walked in the first inning, grounded out to first in the third, and then struck out looking in his last at-bat in the fifth inning. That fifth inning strikeout is his only at-bat against Reichman so far. So now the first pitch to him. Little low, Stankiewicz thought about going but holds the bat back. Ball 1. Now the 1-0 finds the strike zone, counts even at 1. The 1-1. As we'll have to wait for that one. Reichman steps off the mound. Forces Burry to retreat to first. Now he's chanting, that's a balk. Blues trying to get a free bag out of it. And now a heated manager for the Blues is coming out screaming at both umpires. They're threatening him with ejection.
He walked out onto near the on-deck circle, and home plate umpire went over to talk to him now, chirping with the second base umpire.
Dane Stankiewicz was having a chat with Jacob Wyeth while that whole encounter was going on. They were both kind of smiling, joking around with each other. Looks like everything's been resolved as we'll get ready to go. 2 down here in the top half of the 7th. 1-1 pitch to Stankiewicz, fouled straight back. And that time I can confidently say I did not move.
Just getting better with each foul ball back here.
You know, you got to learn. You got to go through the challenges, get the experience. First time, ducked my head. Second time, a little bit of a flinch. This time, absolutely stone-faced. So now the 1-2 to Stankiewicz as Reichman steps off again. I got to stop saying the count. Now the 1-2. Curveball finds the strike zone. Stankiewicz goes down looking again. And that is out number 3 in the top half of the 7th. So the Blues get a base runner. But it's no good as Reichman strikes out 3, and we head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. 5-1 the score in favor of the Saints. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Saints Baseball on YouTube Live, the broadcast home of Arroyo Seco Baseball. Andy Garriola steps up to the plate to lead things off in the home half of the 7th inning. 5-1 the score in favor of the Saints. He's going to try and pad that lead. He tried to do it all with one swing there. All he got was a foul ball.
I believe his 3rd time swinging at the first pitch that he's seen in an at-bat.
Garriola led off the 6th inning as he watches the 0-1 miss the strike zone. As you said, led off the 6th inning swinging at that first pitch, got a base hit. He was the first run to come across the plate for the Saints in that 6th inning. As he gets strike 2 on him here. He's 1 for 3 on the day. That hit I mentioned about a second ago was his only hit so far. Now the 1-2. In the dirt, pops off the plate. Garriola will pick it up, hand it over to McCarty, and a new baseball will be thrown out there to Chivens. Chivens gets the sign. The 2-2 out of the windup. Inside, they're going to say it hit Garriola on the arm. So he'll take a free bag, toss that bat back, and jog down towards first base.
Now batting for the Saints.
Well, it seemed like either didn't hit him and was just kind of playing it off, or kind of was hoping the umpire didn't really see that it hit him. Kind of looked like he wanted to get back in there and take another hack.
So now Robles steps up to the plate. He also singled in the 6th inning and came around to score. Takes a hefty hack at the first pitch. Fouls it out of play. Once again, Robles steps up to the plate. No one down here. Garriola on first. The 0-1 in the dirt. Good block by McCarty. Garriola walks back towards the bag, and he'll be in there without a throw. Robles also 1 for 3 on the day. He struck out twice before getting that hit in the 6th. Now he grounds it right back up the middle. Almost a fantastic play by Corio, but it looked like it might have hit his glove just a little bit. Rolls into center field, so that will be another base hit for Robles. So now there's runners on first and second, no one out in the 7th inning, and this is very similar to what happened in the 6th inning. In fact, it's the same two guys who led off and got on base.
I mean, nearly identical. In the 6th, at the bottom of the 6th, Garriola singled, and then followed by another single from Robles. This time, Garriola getting on with a hit by pitch. Robles singling again. Both singles by Robles. Back up the middle.
Hefty hack out of Harrigan at the first pitch. So we've seen 3 straight batters swinging at that first pitch fastball. Harrigan falls behind 0-1.
So we're none of these guys looking to get cheated, all taking big hacks at those first pitch fastballs.
The 0-1 in the dirt. And I'm starting to notice a pattern. He throws a first pitch strike, then Chivens immediately follows it up with that breaking ball, which has been in the dirt all 3 times. So far this inning, I should say.
You know, seeing those guys take a big cut at the fastball, hoping maybe they'd be real aggressive on a ball in the dirt.
1-1, low and outside, ball 2. Now the 2-1. Cut, rolled right up the middle. Fielding it is the shortstop, over to second, now over to first. The throw for the double play is not in time. They get the runner over at second base. Stankiewicz was able to flip it over to Corio.
Now batting for the Saints. Catcher,
So
number
Harrigan reaches on a
24,
fielder's choice,
Jacob Wyatt.
and Garriola advances third with one down here in the bottom half of the seventh inning. And Jacob Wyeth comes up to the plate. He drove in a run in the sixth, thanks to that error by Chivens. First pitch to him finds the strike zone. I always hesitate to give errors to pitchers, though. The last ball that came off of Wyeth's bat was right back at Chivens. Hard ground ball. He was unable to come away with the ball. As the 0-1 is cut, fouled out of play. So now it's 0-2. Wyeth, 1 for 3. He scored 2 runs. He doubled in the fifth inning, came home to score the first run of the game. And of course, reached last inning and scored. His only other at-bat other than that was a strikeout in the second. Wyeth watches the 0-2, little low, breaking ball. Ball 1. Now Wyeth steps back up to the plate. The 1-2 from Chivens. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Now the throw down to first. Harrigan retreats back to the bag. He slides in safely. But thanks to that strikeout, there's 2 down now in the home half of the seventh inning.
Now batting for the Saints.
And now Nick Pagan will come up to the plate. He's got 3 RBIs already.
Nicholas Pagan.
He had that 3 RBI double clearing the bases in the sixth inning. First pitch swinging, as the Saints have done consistently this inning. Swings right through it, though, and it's 0-1.
Talk about Pagan and his 3 RBIs. Came in the bottom of the sixth. Hard line drive down the left field line. And with left field being so big, just kind of caught a lot of grass and, was able, with so much room out there, Harrigan was able to come around all the way from first.
The 0-2 to Pagan, he watches it find the strike zone. Excuse me, the 0-1 to Pagan finds the strike zone. Now it's 0-2. Pagan 2 for 2 on the day with a walk as well. Those 3 RBIs, but he's yet to score a run. The 0-2 taken, little high, little outside, ball 1.
Tempted by that high fastball. Good job holding up, though.
Chivens gets the sign. Out of the stretch, the 1-2 taken pretty much right down the middle for strike 3. And Pagan will walk back to the dugout with a strikeout looking. Chivens strikes out the last 2 batters he faces in the home half of the seventh inning. And the Saints leave 2 runners on. The score remains 5-1 in favor of Arroyo Seco as we head to the top half of the 8th inning. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Saints Baseball on YouTube Live, the broadcast home of Arroyo Seco Baseball.
number 43.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. New pitcher in the game for the Arroyo Seco Saints. It's Michael Garza on the mound, adorning the number 5. And he will face Tyson Corio. First pitch to him fouled out of play. Garza has one appearance so far to this season, and it was in that loss to Conejo. He actually gave up the walk-off sac fly. So he's looking for a little bit of a different storyline this game. The 0-1 finds the strike zone thanks to a swing and a miss, and now it's 0-2.
I imagine the Saints will probably have him go the last 2. Eli Reichman pitched before him, went four solid innings, gave up 1 run. It was the home run on 2 hits. He also walked 2 batters, but he struck out 7 in his 4 innings of work.
So the 0-2 was fouled out of play. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Garza sets and delivers. Taken just a little inside, ball 1. The Blues have 4 hits on the day so far. One of them that home run. Hit to the deepest part of the ballpark. As Garza will step off the mound. Reset, and we'll get ready to go for the 1-2 pitch. The 1-2 finds the strike zone, and Corio goes down looking. And there's one down here in the top half of the 8th inning. The Blues, with those 4 hits, have also left 7 runners on base.
Nick Hansen.
And Nick Hansen will step up to the plate. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. He's struck out swinging twice. First pitch to him from Garza, popped high in the air into right field. Getting underneath it is Harrigan, and he makes the play, out number 2. So now Toby Rumfield likes to go by TJ. Will come up to the plate. He is also 0 for 2 with a walk. He flew out to center in the 4th, grounded out to first base in the 6th inning.
Number 16, TJ Rumfield.
And the tall left-handed first baseman wearing number 16 will look for his first hit on the game. Garza delivers the first pitch. Looks like a little bit of breaking action, hung just a little too high. Ball 1. So now the 1-0 delivery. Fastball just high, just inside. Counts 2-0. Garza, the righty, out of Incarnate Word. Gets a swing and a miss on the 2-0. Counts 2-1. 6'5", 185, just finished his freshman year. He had a 5.3 ERA with Incarnate Word this season. Now the 2-1, swung on and missed, 2-2 the count.
Watching Garza pitch, looks like he has a bit of deception. He kind of holds the ball back behind his body, kind of whips it around last second as he releases.
Now the 2-2, popped up in the air. That one's going to get out of play, though, and he'll stay alive. So now Rumfield will reset. We'll get ready for another 2-2 delivery with 2 down here in the top half of the 8th inning. 5-1 the score in favor of the Saints. The Blues trying to chip away. Ground ball foul down the first baseline. First base coach keeps it in front, picks it up, and will throw it into the dugout. In high school, Garza was a two-way player as well. In his senior season, he hit .379. He also had a 2.33 ERA in 39 innings pitched. The 2-2 swung on and missed, dropped by Wyeth. He'll pick it up Throw over to first. It gets past Pagan. Skips into right field, rounding first and heading towards second is Rumfield. He'll slide. The throw gets past Cowley now. And it ends up in the glove of Robles over there at third. So Rumfield aboard thanks to a drop third strike. He rounded first, and now he's on second base after the throwing error by Wyeth.
That's what we call a good old-fashioned snowball fight.
Designated hitter, number 31, Duke.
Thankfully, Rumfield, though, not able to advance to third on that second missed throw.
So now Duke Paukoa to the plate. He's 2 for 3 on the day. He singled in the second inning, ended up getting all the way over to second base, but was stranded there. Then in the fourth inning, he flew out to center field. And then, of course, in the sixth inning, he left the ballpark in the deepest way imaginable to left field. He had hit it right over that 374 sign in left field. As the Saints will have a meeting on the mound to prepare for him. Meeting, I guess, running a little too long for the home plate umpire's liking. Finally breaks up and all the players jog back to their positions. And now Paukoa will step up to the plate, looking to chip away at this 5-1 Saints lead. Garza out of the stretch for the first time tonight. First pitch to Paukoa. Low and outside, ball 1. Garza taking his time. Gets the sign he likes. Sets and delivers. Grounded hard through the gap between short and third. Rounding third, but falling down is Rumfield. He'll have to retreat back to third base. And Paukoa will have a single. Possibly could have had an RBI single had Rumfield not fallen down trying to round third. But regardless, runners are on the corners now with 2 down here in the top half of the 8th inning.
Now batting
I
for
think
the Blues.
Rumfield probably got, I think he got lucky that he stumbled going around third. We've seen Garriola earlier in the game. He's got a cannon of an arm, and he was feeling the ball right around the time Rumfield was hitting the bag. Could have been a close play, but I think Garriola could have had the arm to throw him out.
So the first pitch to Hunter Swift finds the strike zone. Now the 0-1 delivery. Just a little outside. Hit Wyeth in the target perfectly. But Wyeth was stationed just inside that right-handed hitter's batter's box. So that count is 1-1. Swift 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. Flew out to left field and grounded out to third base. As he watches the 1-1 find the strike zone. 1-2 the count. Once again, Garza 1 strike away from getting out of this inning with no damage done. The runner on third, Rumfield, reached on a drop third strike and got over to second base thanks to the throwing error by Wyeth. The 1-2 in the dirt. Wyeth stops this one, keeps it underneath his feet, and the count's even at 2. Then Rumfield moved over to third base, tried to round and come home on the single by Paukoa, but fell down, had to retreat, and that's how they became runner on the corners with 2 down here for the Blues. Swift steps back up to the plate. The 2-2 from Garza. Grounded through the hole between shortstop and third base. Jogging home easily is Rumfield. And that's an RBI single off the bat of Hunter Swift. It's 5-2 now in favor of the Saints, but the Blues are chipping away.
Now batting for the Blues, Number
It's unfortunate when you
34,
think about it.
Ford
A run
Sherrington.
really should not have been able to score with 2 outs.
That is
Garza had the drop third strike, but bad throw from Wyeth allowed Rumfield to get all the way to second.
I'm going to imagine that's going to be credited as an unearned run. As now Garza delivers the first pitch to Sherrington. Finds the strike zone, 0-1 the count. Sherrington stands up tall in the box. Takes a cut at the 0-1. Now the throw back over to second base. Tag is applied. Allen thought they had the out. But the umpire calls him safe. Pauakoa slides in there safely. It's 0-2 now to Sherrington. The 0-2, chopped at, fouled backwards. And the left field substitution stays alive. Sherrington from Hendrix College in Dallas, Texas. Well, he's from Dallas, Texas, I should say. 0-2 swung on and missed. It's in the dirt. Wyeth collects, throws down to first base. Low throw again, but this time Pagan catches it. And the side is retired in the 8th inning. Even though Garza strikes out 3, a run comes home. It was unearned, but the score is now 5-2 in favor of the Saints as we head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Saints Baseball on YouTube Live, the broadcast home of Arroyo Seco Baseball. Christian Scott to lead things off here for the Saints in the home half of the 8th inning. They have a 5-2 lead over the Blues. Scott 0 for 7 on the season. Still searching for his first hit as a Saint. He's 0 for 3 today. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd, flew out to center in the 5th, and grounded out to first base in the 6th inning. First pitch to him, little high, little outside, ball 1.
He's putting the ball in play, just can't really seem to get anything to fall. That fly out that he had basically to the track, just run down by the outfielder.
1-0 chopped right back at us again. This one a little further away from us. We didn't really have to worry about that one too much. Count is 1-1. 1-1 cut, put high in the sky. Tracking over, getting underneath it, and making the play, though, is Sherrington, who came in to replace Beavers.
Now batting for the Saints.
And that will bring
Second
up
baseman,
Morgan
number
Allen
20,
for his
Morgan Allen.
5th plate appearance of the game, 4th at bat. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. He walked in that 6th inning. First pitch to him is a strike. The 0-1 is lined, looping line drive into right field, coming over and stabbing it. A Swift, but he won't be able to get a throw off, and Allen's on board with a 1-out single in the 8th.
Now batting for the Saints. Shortstop, number 21.
And now Drew Cowley will come up to the plate.
Cowley.
As we mentioned, Cowley out of Cal Poly Pomona. Throws righty, but bats lefty. He had 9 doubles this past season for Cal Poly Pomona. First pitch to him, high and outside, ball 1. There's a new pitcher in the game for the Blues for this inning. It's Evan Ingram on the mound. The 1-0, little high, ball 2.
Ingram coming on in relief for Chivens, who threw 2 innings, surrendered 8 hits, gave up 4 and surrendered 4 earned runs as well, striking out 3 batters.
He also had a couple of walks. And now the 2-0. Runner goes, slide is in time. Morgan Allen is safe. 3-0 the count now to Drew Cowley. The umpires shift their bases. And now Cowley with a 3-0 count steps up to the plate. 3-1 count. He took a hack earlier in the count. 3-1 fouled straight back, and now it's a full count. One down here in the home half of the 8th inning. The Saints brought home 1 in the bottom half of the 5th, 4 in the bottom half of the 6th. And then the Blues scored their runs in the 6th and the 8th. Cut hard by Cowley, lined out to left field, getting underneath it and making the play, though, is Sherrington, and there's 2 down in the 8th inning. So now Thomas Lovano, the DH, will step up.
Now
with 2 down.
for the Saints.
Lovano,
Designated hitter,
1
number
for
15,
4 on
Thomas
the night.
Lubano.
He reached on an error in the 1st inning, singled in the 4th, flew out to right field in the 5th, and struck out swinging in the 6th. That brought about the end of the 6th inning. First pitch to him, finds the strike zone on the outside corner, strike 1. Ingram delivers the 0-1. It's in the dirt, gets past McCarty. Advancing is the runner Allen. He will stop at third base as McCarty fires it back into the glove of Ingram. So with a 1-1 count, Lovano will step back up to the plate with a runner 90 feet away from extending this lead back to 4 runs. The 1-1, cut on but missed. Strike 2. Lovano listed at 6 foot 180. from Santa Clarita, California. The 1-2, low and outside, ball 2. He was a 2-time varsity letter winner while attending Bishop Alemany High School. 2-2 delivery. Outside, ball 3, full count. Second straight full count for Ingram. Lovano steps up to the plate. Gets the payoff pitch, fouls it straight back. And he'll stay alive. We'll reset for another full count delivery. The 3-2. Chopper down the third base line, picking it up as Ingram. He'll fire over to first base. The pick is made, but not in time. So Morgan Allen will come home and score on the infield base hit off the bat of Thomas Lovano, and it's 6-2 in favor of the Saints.
Now batting for the Saints.
You know, not the hardest hit ball in the world, but
Andy
it gets the job done. Nick Hansen at third playing too far deep to be able to make a good play on it. So Ingram had to try and barehand it, and as his momentum's taking him the other way, trying to fire onto first, couldn't get enough behind it to get Lovano.
First pitch to Garriola finds the strike zone. Garriola 1 for 3 on the day. He was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat in the 7th inning. As he takes a hack at the 0-1, tosses his bat in the air, picks it up with his other hand, and it's 0-2. He picked up a base hit in the 6th inning, came around to score. He struck out swinging in the 4th and grounded out to shortstop to end the 1st inning. The 0-2 to him. Chopper over towards short. Picking it up and throwing it over Stankiewicz. The throw is in time, and that is out number 3 in the 8th inning, and we will head to the top half of the 9th inning with the Saints in control, 6-2 in favor of Arroyo Seco. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for the top half of the 9th inning. You're listening to Saints Baseball on YouTube Live, the broadcast home of Arroyo Seco Baseball. Top of the 9th inning, the Blues down to their final 3 outs. 6-2 the score in favor of the Saints, as Michael Garza will try to
number 26,
bring about the end of this game. New batter in the game, pinch hitter for Ryan McCarty. First pitch to him is fouled out of play. Ryan Cole in the game. Garza ahead 0-1. Delivers the pitch. It's lined looping into right field. Touches grass for a base hit. Harrigan picks it up, throws it into Allen, and the leadoff man is aboard for the Blues.
Now batting for the Blues, center fielder, number 4, Julian Burry.
Garza really should just kind of put that runner behind him. Not that important of a run with the Blues down 4. You just kind of focus on getting the next batter.
So the first pitch to Burry, inside. Looks like it caught Wyeth off guard. And it's ball 1. The 1-0 misses outside again. 2-0 the count. Now the 2-0 delivery from Garza out of the stretch. Takes a hack. Wyeth looks like he's laboring after. I'm not sure if it caught him right underneath the mask, but the foul ball went right into him. So 2-1 is the count. And now the 2-1. Garza. Fouled out of play. Counts even at 2. Still no one out here in the top half of the 9th inning. Ryan Cole, the pinch hitter for Ryan McCarty, led things off with a single to right field. Now he stands there at first base. Two-two, fouled out of play once again. And Burry stays alive. Burry 0 for 3 on the day. He walked in the 7th inning. He's grounded out to second base twice and flew out on a shallow fly ball to left field to the shortstop, Drew Cowley. The 2-2 once again from Garza. Taken right down the middle, strike 3, and that's out number 1.
Now batting
After
for the
peppering the
Blues,
strike zone with
shortstop,
fastballs,
number 1,
got Barry looking with a breaking ball that just,
Stankiewicz.
I mean, it came back pretty much right down the middle of the plate, but froze Barry.
Left him standing there. And now there's one down in the top half of the 9th inning. Garza's first pitch to Stankiewicz in the dirt, ball 1. Stankiewicz didn't get to face Garza. He was the last batter faced by Reichman. So this is his first at-bat against him. The 1-0 finds the strike zone, breaking the ball on the outside part of the plate. So the count's even at 1.
I think Stankiewicz will be glad to face someone other than Reichman. Struck out looking twice against Reichman, both on curveballs that caught the outside part of the zone.
Now the 1-1, almost in the dirt. Wyeth does a good job keeping it in front. Ball 2. Cole has to retreat back to first base. .854 the time. We're just under 3 hours since first pitch. 2-1 hacked at. Swung on and missed. Counts even at 2 now. Stankiewicz will step back up to the plate. As you mentioned, he struck out looking twice against Reichman. He's 0 for 3 on the day with a walk. And the 2-2, chopper over towards first base. Pagan lays out, but it gets past him. Into right field, rounding second and going towards third is Cole. He'll be in there. The throw skips into the glove of Robles. Does a good job keeping it in front. So there's runners on the corners with 1 down here in the top half of the 9th inning, and the Blues refuse to go away.
Now batting for the Blues, second baseman, number 43.
That'll bring up Tyson Corio for the Blues. He's also struck out in his last 2 at-bats. He struck out looking as the first batter Garza faced. He's 1 for 4 on the day. First pitch to him in the dirt. Taking off is Stankiewicz. He'll advance to second without a throw. A little bit of defensive indifference there. So now there's 2 runners in scoring position. It's a 4-run game. But bringing home 2 runs could definitely get the Blues on their way to tying this game up. The 1-0. Grounded towards first base. Pagan fields it. Goes over to first. Steps on the bag. A run comes home to score. That was Cole crossing the plate. So that's an RBI ground out for Corio. And it's 6-3 in favor of the Saints. But it's a smart decision from Pagan just to go get the out. That run at the end of the day doesn't really mean that much. There's still a 3-run deficit for the Blues to overcome here in the 9th. And now there's 2 down. Nick Hansen to the plate. He's 0 for 3 on the day with a walk in the 3rd inning. He struck out in the 1st and in the 6th, and he flew out to right field in his last at-bat. This one skied high in the air. Behind first base, going over is Pagan. He will make the play, and that'll bring about the end of this one. So the Saints come away with a 6-3 victory over the San Luis Obispo Blues. They completely bring about an end to their 3-game losing streak, and now their record is set at 3-3. They're starting to bounce back a little bit. They're 2-0 on the season against the San Luis Obispo Blues. And the win, I believe, is going to go to Eli Reichman. Mitch, if you had to give a player of the game to someone in this one, who would it be?
I think player of the game, got to give it to Nicholas Pagan. Had that bases clearing 3 RBI double in that 4-run 6th inning. And those 3 runs really ended up being the difference with that last run in the 9th, only being up 6-3 with the final score. Big plate appearance from him in this game.
Nick Pagan getting the MVP. You heard it here first. An honorable mention, though, does go out to Eli Reichman. He pitched 4 innings, 2 hits, only gave up 1 run. It was on that solo shot off the bat of Paukoa. And, of course, he struck out 7 in 4 innings of work. So the Saints get the win. As I said, their record goes to 3-3 on the season. Their home record goes to 3-1 on the season. And they will play again tomorrow against the Santa Barbara Foresters, 6:05 first pitch. So make sure to tune in for that one. At this time, we'd like to thank everyone who made this broadcast possible. From Jackie Robinson Memorial Field in Pasadena, California, Matt Berner and Mitch LaFave saying good night.